Hello everyone. I'm just going to tag a few people before I get started here. But I do want to say that I don't own the music that is playing in the background. So I hope that everyone can hear me because I have been having problems with being able to go live on my phone in my home. So I'm hoping that everyone can hear me. So I hope that you guys can hear me. But I don't own the music that's playing in the background. I want to make that clear before anyone, just so people know I don't own the music. I'm trying to okay, so some people can hear me. Okay, great. All right, so my name is Chastity, and I come on here weekly. I just want to say hi to everyone. I miss everyone. I hadn't been on here in a minute, but I'm back on here. And I don't own the music that's playing in the background. I wanted to just continue to say that again. And I think I have it posted too. But if you guys think that this video will help someone, I would like it if you could share it. I usually come on here and chat and talk to all the moms and, to any parent. If you're an aunt, if you are a grandma, if you're any type of, parental person, adoptive mom, step parent, whatever, this video will apply to you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if if any moms are out here struggling and they need to get themselves back on track, they can contact me to set up a free coaching session, a free mentoring session, or whatever, and we can go over some of the things that they would like to go over. I'm just getting some of my little knick-knacks out of the way before I start. Also, I have partnered with the House of Ruth. That's a place for domestic violence victims, and I am raising money to purchase items for the families there, the moms and the kids there that they have chose to leave their situation so that they can get themselves back on their feet and they can complete treatment. So I have partnered with them, and I'm raising money for that cause, and then I'm going to purchase items to give to those families so that they can have things set up while they're going through their treatment. And just for the House of Ruth, that place is near and dear to my heart, and just any domestic violence, with any, families out there. I am a domestic violence survivor, not a victim. I don't really like to use that word, but just so that people know, you can go on my website and you can see my story. I think I put my website in the link on there. You should be able to see it if you click on the link. If not, I'll share it where you can go in there and look. And if you want, the way we're collecting money is through my Cash App. If you need that, let me know. I can put it on there. You can send me an inbox and I can send you my Cash App. And that's how we're raising money for the House of Ruth. So what I'm talking about today is I'm talking about pivoting while prepping. I chose this topic because I feel like as moms, we're always moving, we're always pivoting, we're always having to adjust, we're always having to move and adjust in any type of direction or any type of situation that comes up that may arise. No matter what it is, we have to just pivot. We have to just accommodate. We have to, move in that direction at all times. So what are some of the things that we're prepping for and that we're preparing for? I would say, hey Janella, good to see you, girl. So some of the things that I think that we're prepping for is like, the mental reality is that we're having to be a licensed educator. Not necessarily we're licensed, but the licensed educator, because our kids are not only going to be homeschooled, but they're going to be quarantined. We're having to keep them quarantined due to the COVID. All that stuff is going on. But we're having to, especially if we have multiple children, we're having to trying to figure out how we're going to create different scenarios for those kids and how we're going to be able to teach those kids in the household where we have to create those spaces for them. And so I know for me, because I want to give you guys some examples of what I've done as far as prepping my house. And this is just even some ideas that I've gotten with some of my friends, from my friend Jackie. I don't know if she's on here, but I've purchased like little desks. It's not a desk, but it's like a table. So it's like a couch table. So I'm going to be using couch tables to so my kids can have their personal, kind of like a personal desk where they can do their assignments, their school assignments, and they have their own little space. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a unique area for each of them, because I have 4 kids that are gonna be in school by Zoom. And I know, I know you're doing that, Jackie. I got it from you, so I'm sharing the knowledge. And so I'm going to be using those desks, those couch tables as little desks, so that the kids can use those, so that they have their own personal space. They can use that to put their tablets on, or the school tablets that they're going to be using, and then whatever school supplies they're going to be needing to use. Hey, Mom. And so I'm going to be using that so that they'll have that as their own personal space. And then also, I know that school supplies can be a little hectic when you're trying to do online school. I know what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be I'm going to be recycling some of the school supplies that they have, because honestly, they're not going into a building, so they don't really have to have all new items. I don't know about you guys, but my food bill, my grocery bill is super high, and so I know that some people are getting compensation, some people are getting food stamps. Some people are, I wish I could get food stamps, but I'm not able to get that. I would love it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I wish I could. But some people are getting, meals. I know from our church, the church that I attend, we can get meals, get some food donated on the Saturdays or whatever. But those only last a little bit here and there. But as far as my grocery bill is high. So I'm going to be recycling school supplies. So whatever school supplies that they had, because they had a day where they allowed us to go up to the school to clean out their lockers and clean out their desk or whatever. So I'm going to be recycling their school supplies and reusing the school supplies that they have, and using whatever I can. If we have paper, we're going to be reusing that. Binders, you definitely can reuse binders. They don't have to be brand new. You're going to be doing school from home, so you can reuse those binders, make use of them. Reuse folders. Just mark through the name. If it has a name on it, mark through the name, or put some tape on it or whatever. But I'm going to be reusing the folders. I'm going to be reusing all school supplies that I can. If I have some crayons, colored pencils, everything that I can reuse, I'm going to be reusing them. Pens. So I collect pens. If I see a pen laying around in the house, I keep it, because we're going to be reusing all of that. Now, I know if one of my kids need a calculator specific to whatever math class they're taking, then I have to get that, because that's specific, that's an essential need. Then I'll have to purchase that particular calculator for that specific need for that child. So, I'll do that. And then what else? I wrote down some stuff. So creating a schedule. I know I talked about this before the quarantine, having a schedule in place. Put a school schedule in place for your kids, so that they have a routine in place, because they're going to be going to school. So they need to have something in place, so that it won't just be, where they're sleeping all day. Because I know right now my kids are kind of off of a schedule, because it's summertime. And so I'm letting them, just kind of, have a summer, if that makes sense. So create a schedule, have a schedule in place, and say we're going to work on A, B, C, and D. We're going to do math at this time, but it's going to also surround what their school schedule is going to be like. So right now we're still waiting to hear back what their school schedule is going to be like, and how the Zoom is going to be set up. I know some kids are starting school this coming Monday. So find out what your kid's schedule is going to be like regarding the Zoom, or whatever system that they're going to be using. Find out what their school schedule is going to be like, so that you can create a schedule surrounding that. And don't be afraid to add in time where your kids can work on life skills. I know that one of my daughters, she likes to do sewing. So she has a sewing machine. So she likes to work on sewing. So you can add in your schedule where they work on life skills. You can also add in this schedule where they work on studying for their permit, where whatever age bracket they fall in. My son, he's studying for his permit. So I'm gonna add that in his schedule. One of my other daughter, she likes to plant and do gardening and different things like that. So I'm gonna add that in her schedule. So you can make the schedule specific to each of the children's needs, so that you're making sure that you're hitting all the areas of their educational system. I know they're gonna get their English, math, science, history, all those needs met, but you still want to find a way to get their life skills needs met. Put in there where that they can work on, money, learning how to manage their money. Taking them to the bank, that could be part of their schedule. Taking them to the bank to open up an account, open up a savings account, a high school checking account. I did that with my kids during when the quarantine first hit. We added that in our schedule. We went and opened up savings accounts. I did the checking account for my older kids, but the savings account for my younger kids. So now they all have accounts where if they're doing stuff around the house that's outside of their room and chores, then they'll earn money. And then they also work for my business, so they earn money that way too. Also, just allowing them, adding in the schedule where they can get some physical activity time in, because they're not going to have recess anymore, guys. So we got to keep in mind that we want to create some time where they're getting their physical activity in. Whether you go bike riding. She said, any ideas for my 3-year-old granddaughter on how to keep her focused on virtual learning? Oh, that's a great question, Miss Dorothy. Hey, good to see you, Dorothy. I remember you. So for a 3-year-old, yeah, that's going to be challenging. I would definitely say for a 3-year-old, you probably going to have to, because I know their attention span is probably like 10 to 15 minutes at a time. So you're probably going to have her focus on school for a good 15 minutes or so, and then maybe take her for a walk or do some exploration things like go on a walk. Like kids like to for some reason kids like bugs. I know. My kids like bugs. When they were younger, they like to go look outside and try to find like an ant or find like a rock and call it their favorite rock, or doing something like that. Take them outside on a walk and help them and let them be creative with nature. Or if I don't know if your granddaughter likes to garden, maybe you can her class is 1 hour. Okay. Yeah, so you're probably gonna have to sit there with her if she has to sit there and be focused the entire time. Dorothy, you're probably gonna have to sit there with her. Excuse me, clear my throat. You're probably gonna have to sit there with her the entire time and just kind of help her stay focused. But afterwards, just say, hey, afterwards we're gonna go into recess and we're gonna take a walk and we're gonna get into something different and into something fun, so that she has something to look forward to. I know with my kids, I always have to say, hey, this is what we're gonna go do next, so that they know that once they get done with this, especially my younger ones, then they'll be able to move into something else different. Okay, yeah. So I think, when you're creating your schedules for your children, make it personable to them so that they'll be more into it, because I found when I first did my initial schedule before like when the quarantine first hit, when I did that schedule, I had made my schedule across the board for all my kids. I was like, okay, we're going to do A, B, C, and D, and this is my schedule. This is what we're going to stick to. And I would not deviate from it. But however, I learned that didn't work. And so I had to adjust my schedules to what their needs are and what they like to do. And so that made it a lot easier because it was individualized. And sometimes you have to individualize your schedules to meet the kids' needs. And so that's what I'm doing. Although I'm going to have a basic schedule where they're focusing on their education stuff, because they're going to have a set time for the Zoom. But as far as their life skill needs and different things like that, it's going to be individualized. It's going to be personalized, because they're going to all be focusing on different things. Like I told you earlier, my kids are into different things. So yeah, each child is different. That's right, Sherade. And then my younger kids, my 9-year-old and my 10-year-old, well, she's 11 now. They like to, they like incentives, like you said, Jackie. They like incentives. So I give them incentives. I was like, okay, so if you do this, you'll get this. And it doesn't have to be anything that I have to go out and purchase. It can be like, if you do this, we're gonna watch a movie and eat popcorn. Something as simple as that. They like little things like that. Or we're gonna do this puzzle. My 11-year-old, she loves to do puzzles. Although I don't like to do puzzles because I just don't. But she loves to do puzzles. So I'll sit down with her and and force myself to work on a puzzle with her, and that's that'll be that time. And then also the last thing for moms, for grandma, for aunt, for a stepmom, for adoptive mom, I don't care what kind of mom you are. You can be a dad mom, any kind of mom figure, whatever you are out there. You also want to focus on a few more things that I wanted to put out there. Focusing on taking care of yourself. I always talk about this because I really do believe in this. Like, you really, really got to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you will not have the time nor the energy to put forth for your kids. Like, you have to take care of yourself. And here are some tips that I wrote down to assist with that. And some of the things that that I do may not coincide with what you do. Meditating. Some people like to meditate, some people pray. I know I pray. That's me. That's just my lifestyle. I'm a Christian. And so, meditating. You can meditate. If you're not a Christian, you can meditate. That's up to you. I read a scripture every day. Every day I read a scripture. Thanks, bro. I read a scripture every day, and I try to apply it to my life. And I ask God to, guide my mouth, guide my heart, guide my mind, guide my soul. Just guide me every day so I can try to make the right choices every day. Because I want to live Christ-like. That's just me. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I know I'm going to fall short, but that's just what I do every single day. I do a grateful journal entry every morning. I always write down something I'm grateful for. I don't care if it's simple as grateful for life, because somebody's dying every day. I just had a sister-in-law to pass away, and I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for air. I'm grateful for water. I mean, you could be grateful for something so simple, so small, but I'm grateful for anything. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my parents. Grateful for just the small stuff, the simple things in life. Hey, Darcy. And so you also want to incorporate time with your spouse or your significant other. Make time for them, because it's very, very important. And if you don't have a spouse or a significant other, that's more time that you can spend working on yourself. You're working on your physical self, your mental self, your spiritual self, and working on just yourself as a whole, getting yourself together, loving on yourself. It's okay to take yourself out on a date. I remember when I was single, I'm going to just put it like this. When I was single, I would go, I know right now the movie theater is not open, but I would go to the movies by myself. I would treat myself, because I was like, I got to take care of respect myself. Like, I didn't like to, but sometimes you got to do stuff by yourself. So just because if you don't have a significant other, or you don't have, that's okay. You can go by yourself, or you can go out with some friends. But spend time. And then working out. If you want to work out. That's taking care of your physical self. Work out 3 to 4 times a week, or go on the walk. If you don't like the rigmarole of working out, take a bike ride, or even just, lay out in your backyard, sit out in your backyard to read. I know that I like to read. I love to read. I'm a reader, especially in the summertime when I have more time. I love to read books. That's just me. I love to learn. I'm just a learner in general. And then drink plenty of water. Drink water. Drink a lot of water. Drink plenty of water, because that's going to help keep your nails, your hair, your skin, flushing out all those toxins in your body. Put lemon in your water, lime in your water. Drink plenty of water, because that just helps clean out your system. Yeah. She says, hang in there, Queen Sisters. Yep. And then Jackie said you can go for a drive or a walk by yourself. It helps relax. It sure does, Jackie. It sure does. And then although this kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, I said incorporate time with your significant other or spouse. Talk to your best girlfriends for encouragement and support. You know, talking to them, you know, 3 times a week or 2 times a week, or how often you need it for that support is very, very important. It's needed because just venting to them or just, you know, having them talk to you, you just never know. It could just put a smile on your face if you're going through something. That's where, you know, that's the area where you're checking on someone, someone's checking on you. It's definitely needed during this time. My pastor talked about that, checking on someone and, you know, checking on people in general, and people checking on each other. So you definitely want to talk to your best girlfriends or your best guy friends, whoever it may be, you know, just keeping in contact, just reaching out. And then my last thing is to get some rest, to get some sleep. We need sleep. We need sleep. Oh, she said, Miss Dorothy Rogers said a great book, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I'm gonna have to look that up, Miss Dorothy. I'm gonna have to definitely look that up because I love to read. Thanks, Mom. So my last thing is to get some rest and get some sleep. You definitely want to get proper rest, proper sleep, because that definitely helps replenish you. It helps replenish your mind, because as moms, as women in general, we think so much. Our brain is constantly moving. We think twice as much as men. And so our brain gets tired quicker than men do. And so we just need that time to replenish. We need that time for our brain to just to be rejuvenated. So we need that sleep. I would suggest an average of 8 to 10 hours of sleep at night. I know. People are like, how in the world you get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night? Let me tell you, I go to bed early. I don't know. I know if I'm with family and I'm hanging out with family, that's a different story. I don't get as much sleep because, you know, you're visiting family. I just came from out of town. But normally on a daily basis, when school time is in, I try to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, and my husband can attest to that, and my kids. You know, I have a bedtime for them, and so I make sure that I try to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, because that's going to help you to be your best self and to present your best self to your kids. Because I know if I don't get enough sleep, sometimes I can be groggy, I can be grouchy, and so I definitely try to get my rest. And so just know that in order to be a parent, to be a product during these times, we have to maintain balance. Like we have to do that. We gotta replenish ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, and just know that, you know, oh, you're welcome, Miss Dorothy. And just know that, you know, if we're running on fumes, it's going to cause us to shut down as moms. Like, we don't want to shut down. We don't want our bodies to shut down. Like, I've been there. I've done it. I've been there where I was running on fumes and my body just completely shut down. Like, so I know what it's like. So that's why it's very important that you know, do some things to take care of yourself. And, you know, just know that, you know, our brains are not wired to run on fumes. Like, your brain will literally shut down. It's like a computer system. It has to have, you know, like when computers get ready to shut down because they need that update, that's just how our brains are wired. Like, if we don't get that update done, whether that means getting some rest, drinking water, you know, eating the proper foods and doing those things, and, you know, meditating, just, you know, getting one with ourselves, our body and our brains will shut down. So that's important that we do. And then my foundational scripture that I always use, one of my favorite scriptures besides Jeremiah 29:11, my other scripture is Philippians 4:13, and I always use this, especially like if I'm going through my trying times and I want to share it with you guys. It's Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So just remember that, moms, that you guys are tough, you guys are strong, you guys are amazing, and you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything that you just work hard and work towards. And just know that, you know, that you have a support system. I know I'm here. I'm a mom's keeper. So if you need support, I do have a mom's private support group. It's a private closed Facebook, and if you're interested in that, just DM me. I can send you a request to join. But I come on here on Tuesdays, and then also I do have some new. I gotta share it with you guys. I have a new T-shirt that I just got in. It's the black version. So it's the black version. I have not put it out yet on my site, but I am going to, and I have it on too as well. I don't know if you can see it, but I wanted to show you. So it looks good on. It looks good on. So I got this shirt on, but I'm gonna be having some more product in soon, some additional different items. But yeah, I got the black version of the white shirts that I have. Some people have been asking me about the black shirt, and so I went ahead and got that in. And so yeah, I haven't put it on my site yet, but if you want one, please let me know. And then also, if you would like to share this video, please do, because I think as moms, you know, we have to support each other. I really, really believe that. Like, we have to support each other, because I know sometimes we have this pride things as moms. Like, we don't really try to talk about our feelings. We don't really share a whole lot. But you know, we got to come out of that. We got to be able to support each other, love on each other, and just be a sisterhood and be a support to one another, because we just need it. We just need it. We got to have it. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're juggling a whole lot of stuff. You know, we're not getting breaks like we used to from our kids. We're not getting breaks. We're working through this thing. We're pivoting and prepping at the same time. Pivoting and prepping. Pivoting and prepping. Yes. So I love you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna also I think I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel too. I do have a YouTube channel, by the way. I don't really talk much about it, but I do. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel, and I haven't promoted it much, but I do. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I love you guys. Please share if you don't mind, and I'll be back on next Tuesday. And if anyone need anything or have any questions about anything, please feel free to DM me or put a message on this video chat, and then I will respond to it. So take care. Love you guys. Bye.